Okay, this is the first of, I hope to be several videos showing the installation of the Fusion LED light strings. This particular installation is my 2012 CVO Street Glide, and the first step here is trying to determine the best location of the LEDs to light up the front wheel. Now, I tried the simple route, which is these pucks, and they would mount on the back side of the caliper like this. I'm looking at some strings, and it looks like the best place to mount this, the fender mount itself is secured to the forks with this bracket here. Now it's riveted to the fender with with 6 rivets. You got 2 in the front, and it's mirrored with 2 on the back. And on the inside here, it's a nice, thick, wide, flat plate. So, if you pardon me for 1 second, I'm going to mount this 10-inch string on the outside of the fender, and you can imagine what it would look like on the inside of the fender. So as you can see, you have a rivet on the top and a rivet on the bottom, and the string kind of runs a straight line right to the back where it splits a rivet on the bottom and a rivet on the top. Completely content with the way the wiring was coming off the inside of that fender bracket. I ended up pulling the front wheel. It's relatively easy to do, but that allowed me to make sure that the strings were straight between the rivets, and the trailing end is what was bothering me. I just went ahead and secured it down with some Gorilla tape. Zone 2. Still got a little bit more work to do. What I did was, behind the air filter on the back side, there's a 4-inch strip. On the frame rail under the gas tank, there's 2 15-inch strips, and 7.5 inches to either side. So if you split the center of the motors, you got 7.5 inches on either side. To balance out the light on the other side, the horn cover makes an excellent shroud to hide the other 4-inch. Simple bracket I made to be used on the back side of the motor, inside that small hole in the frame. The top hole, pardon the paint on my fingers, but the top hole is a quarter-inch hole. Then I just used some 1/2-inch aluminum angle and 3/4-inch aluminum angle I had laying around. The 1/2-inch aluminum angle is 3.5 inches long in the bottom, and the part that the strip is actually mounted to. 3/4-inch aluminum angle is it's 4.5 inches, so there's a 1/2-inch reveal on either side. Now the way this is going to mount, right inside the frame here, see if you can see it, there's a hole dead center right here, and what I'm going to do is this is going to mount up inside there. That last bracket turned out, and it's kind of hard to see, but there it is, right in that little gap between the coil pack bracket and the frame. I was able to secure that little bracket with the center bolt here, and it helps, like I said, balance out the back side of the motor. I didn't want to see the lights off of the pipes. I know a lot of guys mount them under the saddlebag or on the bottom of this rail, and my concern was that your visual perspective, the radius of the silencer is a perfect mirror, and it shines right back up into the lights. So if you put them down here, anybody walking past the bike is going to see the row of lights reflected off of your pipe. So what I did was I mounted it off the, I guess the vertical support for the bag, at about a 45-degree angle facing inward, and making the last minute electrical connections here. From the switch that I had indicated, I mounted right here. There's already a hole in the plate that joins the frame rails, so that fits right in. What I did was, coming right from the battery, I clipped the fuse holder off of the wireless control module and placed the fuse between the battery and the switch. So if the switch has a failure or something like that, I'm not providing 12 volts directly to that switch without it being fused. So then from the switch back up to the control box, which is located here in front of the battery, and it's tie wrapped to the existing harness. And then the wires, you just kind of loop back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and tie wrap them, and then just kind of tuck them underneath the tab that